Joe Casey, and welcome to another episode of Unboxed Radio, a show where we talk about the latest and biggest news stories in the world of sneakers. Joining me today is Corey and Marco, as usual. How you guys doing? What are your thoughts on that big game last night?
Incredible. I couldn't have asked for a better Super Bowl here in LA. I didn't have a team in this game, but as a fan of just of football or of sports, plus the halftime show, plus, there were so many great storylines. Great game.
No, same. I think it was probably one of the best Super Bowls we've had. Like Marco, my team wasn't in it. And I was, like I said at the end of the last episode, I was kind of split on who I wanted to win. But I'm happy that Los Angeles got it. A lot of the great players who really shine bright and they think yesterday they get rings and stuff. So it was good. It was dope.
Yeah, I mean, like you guys, of course, I'm a Seahawks fan, and obviously did not have a good season. But no, I mean, I was actually in LA to experience Super Bowl, and so it was really cool to kind of celebrate with the city. The city was definitely turned up, and that halftime show was amazing. It gave me chills. Okay, so speaking of the Super Bowl, Odell Beckham, right? Odell Beckham was spotted rocking a pair of custom diamond-studded cleats that, of course, the shoe surgeon made in collaboration with Jason of Beverly Hills, and the cleats valued at over $200,000. So it featured yellow gold and around 1,500 white diamonds on the Nike swoosh. According to the shoe surgeon, it took him over 100 hours to complete them. Did you guys check them out? What did you guys think of them? Did he have kicks of the game?
I think these are cool, but it's a reminder to me that the NFL still has such an outdated uniform policy. With the NBA players, they can wear their sick kicks pre-game and also play in them and take game winners in them and catch touchdowns in them if it was the NFL. And the NFL still has this kind of silly rule where they have all these restrictions, especially in a game like the Super Bowl. Odell should be able to play in all of these shoes and not just wear them pregame. I'm not entirely sure which ones he wore, but I know he had a bunch, and oftentimes most of them are not eligible to be playing. So cool cleats, but a reminder that the NFL needs to catch up to the current times.
Yeah, no, for sure. The shoe surgeon did his thing just overall this weekend. Obviously for Odell, I think he did a couple pairs for Odell. I know he did, I think like a college version for Cooper Kupp. I know Von Miller had some customs. I think Jalen Ramsey had some. So, it's very sure that the shoe surgeon was busy. But yeah, man, I think it's really dope just to kind of see how sneakers are starting to infiltrate and have been infiltrating the NFL. Obviously like Jordan Brand, they'll actually make, Jordan Brand model cleats. So you may see somebody wearing 3s or 4s or 5s. It's going to show how far we've come from the days of, Randy Moss wearing purple, patent leather 11s. But they were, when he was on actual AstroTurf. But it's really dope, man. I can't wait to see, what comes next in these next steps. I do think the NFL is going to be lifting some of their uniform policies in the next couple of years. I think next year starting. So who knows, man, we may see some $500,000 cleats in next year's Super Bowl. But overall, man, the shoes were out. Good job from the shoe surgeon, and it was dope.
So still talking sneakers at the Super Bowl, during the halftime performance, Eminem debuted a player-exclusive version of the Air Jordan 3s. He also took to social media to post the detailed shots of the Air Shady sneaker. The sneaker featured white and gray upper with red details, Eminem's signature E logo on the left tongue, and then a rubber that said, "Hi, my name's Slim Shady" tag on the heel. It's not clear if these sneakers will ever release, but there is a chance that it will be auctioned off for charity. Did you guys check them out? What did you guys think of them?
I mean, I think everybody was expecting Jordan Brand once again to have something up their sleeve for the halftime show. We published a couple stories last week that were highlighting kind of the best footwear moments in Super Bowl history, and again, how Jordan Brand manages to win the Super Bowl every year because of the halftime show. So it was cool to see Eminem with this affiliation with the brand, long-term affiliation, up there rocking something special. There was a little bit of investigation going on Twitter and Instagram yesterday. Apparently he was rocking a pair that had the white tab, and in these photos have the black tab. So again, adds a little bit more mystery to, are they going to release which version? But overall, that's always cool to see as a sneakerhead. You're watching the show, you're watching the game, you're kind of keeping an eye open to see what Jordan Brand's going to be up to. So super dope.
Yeah, no, I mean, I think these were ill, man. I mean, it kind of, once again, it takes us to the throwback days of, I guess, what player editions actually used to look like. Actually having like embroidery, actually having logos and things of the sort. There's lists, and then there's Eminem on Jordan. So, just to be able to have kind of carte blanche and do whatever he wants as far as and have these type of like collaborations and stuff, and, the intricacies and the details in them. You know, if there's one thing I will say, I wasn't surprised he came with some fire yesterday. So these are dope. I mean, I'm interested to kind of see, you know, if they did have the white tab or the black tab. I mean, I think these are ill.
Yeah, I think these are fire. I'm a huge fan of the threes. So, you know, seeing these during the halftime show was, you know, pretty exciting for me. I hope they drop. I think they would be a dope drop, but I guess we'll have to stay tuned to see. Okay, so I kind of have some bad news, but it is said that footwear prices are predicted to surge even more in 2022, which means our pockets are going to keep hurting. So according to a report from the Footwear Distributors and Retailers of America, footwear prices are supposed to be increasing by 6% in January year over year due to inflation. I don't even want to think about it because I feel like sneakers are already like surging crazy. So this is one of the fastest year-to-year increases in footwear in decades. The report also suggests that prices will continue to surge throughout the year. Senior Vice President of the Footwear Distributors and Retailers of America, Andy Polk, believes consumers are going to be shopping for shoes at even lower price points than they did last year, perhaps even purchasing less shoes over the next few months. Marco, what do you think of this report from the FDRA, and do you think consumers will purchase less shoes this year?
There's no stopping consumers purchasing shoes. Over time, it's going to be a significant chunk, but I think year over year, just like we saw with the Air Force Ones recently go up to $100. Like, yeah, there was a lot of chatter about it on social media, but it's not stopping anybody from going and buying some Air Force Ones. I think a lot of shoes, and I'm not here to advocate for raising prices, but when sometimes, you know, you get a really good shoe and you're like, yo, the shoe was $150. Like, I got my money's worth. And so a lot of the shoes, I think what brands are starting to realize is luxury brands are charging $1,000, $500 for the same type of shoes that are often stolen from those ideas. Mm-hmm. So as a brand, you're probably like, well, we're selling ours for $100, and then you know, Gucci's selling them for $1,000, and it's almost the same design or whatever brand it might be. So I think that might be factoring in as well. It's like, hey, they're kind of eating our lunch here, and we're still over here with these bargain prices in comparison. But overall, it's always bad news when prices are going up for consumers. So hopefully it's not too much.
Right. Corey, what do you think? Are these price surges going to keep you from buying sneakers?
I mean, you know, I've kind of, you know, I try to stay with the very old school mentality of the old days. You know, wise man once said, that's the thing of the old days, they're the old days. You know, I mean, I think it sucks. You know, obviously, you know, available stock has already kind of, you know, dampened the sneaker industry, and, you know, people literally can't get the shoes that they genuinely want. So now you're adding increasing prices. I mean, it kind of really just goes to show, you know, what stage the game is in. But from a business standpoint, this doesn't surprise me at all. Kind of like what Marco said, a lot of these companies, you know, are seeing, you know, luxury brands, you know, basically take the same silhouettes or same styles or whatever like that, and, you know, charge them 2-3 times as much. For me, I mean, I'm not necessarily mad at a shoe that, you know, cost me $150 to $200, and I do feel like this is a $150 to $200 shoe. I think what does get me is when you do have a shoe that is a legacy shoe, like the Air Force One, typical standard white on white pair. When those prices get hiked up, you know, like if it's a collaboration, or, you know, if it's, you know, something special, if it's a limited edition, I totally get it. It makes sense. But when the quote unquote staples of sneaker culture start getting hyped up like that, that's when I, you know, definitely have a problem with it. So it doesn't surprise me. You know, I'm pretty sure we're still going to be able to, you know, hopefully get the shoes we want. And yeah, man, it kind of shows where we are right now.
Yeah, I don't think it'll necessarily stop people from buying sneakers. It might have people like second guessing on what they want to buy or what they feel like is worth buying. But I mean, especially like being a sneakerhead, right? They're like collectibles to us, you know what I mean? And so it's like people are going to pay for what they want. Of course, you know, again, like everybody already touched on, like that Air Force One price surge is, you know, I cannot get with it. But I feel like for other sneakers, again, if people are going to want it, they're going to pay whatever for it. So moving on to our next segment, which is Hot Take. It is a segment where we discuss and share our thoughts on a hot take made by either a celebrity, sneakerhead, or a community member. Staying on top of the topic, the Air Force One, during a recent appearance on Sneaker Shopping, Gunna was asked if he thought the Air Force One was the best shoe of all time, and he said, yes, it is the best shoe ever, and they are his go-to shoe. Are they your guys' go-to shoe? Are we feeling like the Air Force One is the best shoe ever? Corey, what do we think?
I mean, I don't actually take this as a hot take. I think this is a pretty it's a pretty valid take. I mean, just when you look at what the Air Force One has done over the last, almost now 30, 40 years, or 30 years, I say, it's a 30-year-old shoe, around that. When you look at just what the impact of the shoe has done, both, athletically at one point, then to fashion and now to just everyday life, it's a pretty valid take to say that it's probably the most important shoe or the best shoe of all time. He isn't wrong. I think that, again, going back to what we talked about before about like the price hikes and stuff like that, it is unfortunate that a legacy shoe like this does kind of get that jack up. But I mean, I think when you look at its resume, the Air Force One can probably stand the test of time with any shoe out there right now. So I don't think he's wrong. I could definitely see the point. And I think he's on that. I think he's on something with that.
Marco, do you agree? Best shoe ever?
Yeah. Well, he says on Complex Sneaker Shopping, so I have to give a quick shout out to that show, 1 billion views. And so shout out to Joe and the entire Complex Sneakers team that works hard on that. That's an incredible feat for a sneaker show. But back to the topic, it's not a hot take at all. I think it's a pretty lukewarm take. And I think some people might say Jordan 1, some people might say Air Force One, some people might say some Air Maxes. They're just classic silhouettes. But to me, if I had to choose one that was speaking for everybody, I think the Air Force One low is a pretty safe bet.
Okay, so moving on to our next segment, it is Drops of the Week, my favorite segment. A look at some of the most coveted sneaker releases of the week. Are these kicks a buy or a pass? So the first sneaker we have up is the Air Jordan 1 High Dark Marina Blue, releasing Wednesday, February 16th at $170. Thoughts on the shoe, buy or pass, Corey?
It's Jordan 1s, man. These are a buy. I have a pair of Royals. I would definitely want to see, I'm pretty sure Marco, our Jordan 1 savant, would be able to tell me the differences between, exactly the two colorways. I think he said he's a midnight blue. I would want to see what the differences are, but it's a classic shoe. I'm a fan of Jordan 1 highs. One of the things I've always appreciated of like the quality of laces and like what the lace length is on these. So these are a cop for sure. Marco, what's the difference between a Royal and the midnight blue, man? Talk to me.
Well, it's the Marina Blue, and I got a pair in my hand.
Come on, man.
Hey, what? I do this humbly.
He was smiling the entire time I'm talking.
I seen it on the run of the show, so it was only right. Last week we did a shoe, and I didn't want to leave and grab it. So this one I have it in the hand, and I can say it's a good looking shoe. To your point, man, you can't go wrong with the Royal Air Jordan 1 High. This is technically Marina Blue. The color blocking is consistent with like the Poland AJ1 or even the alternate 85 red they did a couple of years ago. For me, I have, again, I've tried to collect every Royal ever made, so that's always going to be my go-to. I look at these shoes as like extensions of those OG legacies. So if you're someone out there that's just getting into Jordans or always missed out on those ones, and this becomes your first kind of like Royal adjacent shoe, I think that's a special colorway for a lot of people. And then even if you're just a collector who loves blue shoes like you, Corey, like it's not a bad shoe to rock. You throw this on and you're good money all day. So I think it's a pass for most people who appreciate Jordan 1s.
Yeah, no, I mean, I'm still thrown off by Marco doing that. But honestly, like in pictures, I wasn't mad at them. I don't know, seeing them on Marco's screen, I don't love that color. Like I love the Royals ones, and I wear those with everything, with every color. And I don't know, this color is like throwing me off somehow. So I'm probably gonna pass on these. Again, if I was like,
okay. Thank you, Mark. It does seem like a different color blue. It seems like
This is Marina. This is a 01 Royal, which is a different color blue than the last Royal, but definitely closer to this.
I think I know what I don't like about the Marina. I don't like the black toe. I like the blue toe on
the blocking is definitely different.
So I think that's it. So maybe it's the color off, but from
the blocking is important.
A lighter blue.
For sure.
So yeah, color blocking. Okay, moving on to the next sneaker. Marco, please don't flex on us again like that. So we are moving on to the Adidas Yeezy 350 V2 in slate red, releasing Thursday, February 7th at $230. Thoughts on this shoe? Buy or pass, Marco? This
is a pass for me, but I am shocked every single day when I step out onto the streets and see how many people are still rocking 350. So I'm not going to doubt the copability of this shoe. It's not for me. Sock shoes haven't been for me in a while, but again, like that trend I thought was done years ago, but it's the power of Kanye and style. It's still trickling down to new people every day, and this is just a new twist on it. I have no doubt that this shoe will take off. And he throws a red colorway like that. Everyone knows about the red October, so it seems like it's going to do well. Not for me though.
Corey, you're shaking your head.
No, this is such a hard pass. Like, I think of all the shoes that we have done, that Casey, you have told me, like, I think you would really like this shoe. If you tell me that you thought I would wear this shoe, I would genuinely be upset. This might be one of the worst shoes that I've seen since we've been doing the show. Personally, like, I kind of like what you said, Mark, like the whole sock shoe thing. I thought that was kind of very, 2018, 2019. Yeah, it's just bad, man. This is bad. This is a bad joint. Hard pass for me.
Yeah, no, hard pass for me. And Corey, no, I would absolutely not say that you should cop these. However, you do have red on, so, if you had these on, I would, whatever. But I would not think that you would cop these. So, no, these are not the pick of the week for Corey. Okay, so moving on, we are now moving on to Reebok. We are moving on to the Reebok Question Mid 25th anniversary, releasing February 17th for $160. Thoughts on this shoe? Are they a buy or pass? I'm gonna throw it to Corey because he's already shaking his head yes.
Listen, I'm from Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, the greatest city in the world. This shoe is a Philadelphia cultural staple, obviously because of one of the greatest, if not the greatest, basketball player in my history of being alive in Philadelphia, Allen Iverson. Yo, man, the questions are classics, yo. Like, classics. This is actually a shoe and a silhouette that I wish I saw more people just genuinely wear out. I wish I saw celebrities wear it more. Like, maybe this is my Philadelphia bias. Maybe this is just my history with the shoe. Like, I remember having, the white and red ones as soon as they came out. I think it was Allen's rookie year. This is a classic shoe. 25 years is actually pretty nuts when you put it in comparison to life and stuff. This is classic, man. It's a cop.
For me, I have the same feelings of the question growing up. It's just an iconic silhouette. I'm afraid that we've gone to a point of oversaturation with this model and just kind of overall lack of marketing, because we're just talking about a Jordan 1 that, speaking, you can make the argument of oversaturation there, but they still feel special. To me, it seems like this line has kind of lacked direction for a long time. There's been some really great shoes like this one that will get overlooked because I just feel like people aren't paying attention to this silhouette or even to the line as much anymore. So hopefully with the new owners, there will be a refresh on this, because I agree with you, man. Like, these shoes were cultural touch points for an entire generation, and the fact that they kind of come and go with really great execution on them is a little disappointing. So I'm hoping to see some more energy there. This is a pass for me, but it's a good looking shoe. Yeah,
like what you guys mentioned, I mean, this is an iconic sneaker, growing up, who didn't idolize somebody like Allen Iverson, especially if they played basketball or just liked basketball. So I think the sneaker means more than, the actual shoe, if that makes sense. For me, too chunky for me to rock. I would definitely love to have it in my closet just to have it. But if we're gonna go buy or pass, I'm gonna have to pass on that. So now we're gonna be talking about the Nike LeBron 9 Big Bang, releasing Friday, February 18th at the price point of $240. Thoughts on the shoe? Are we buying these or are we passing on these?
Never been a big LeBron sneaker guy, big LeBron fan, of course. I think this is a great looking shoe, but to me, this is a basketball shoe, and I have a ton of basketball shoes for a guy who plays basketball like twice a month, if I'm lucky. So I just don't need any more in my rotation. But I know when you're like playing basketball in this shoe, it looks dope on foot. And obviously, I like on LeBron, but it's also a really big shoe built for somebody like LeBron. So to your point earlier, Casey, about the chunkiness of his shoe, not everybody can pull that off, but I think it's a dope shoe, and I'm sure that some LeBron fans are really going to appreciate this coming back.
Yeah, I remember listening. The great Dom Kennedy definitely has a line in Platinum Chanel where he viciously spoke about how LeBron sneakers are ugly. I don't think they're necessarily ugly. I do think that, kind of like what Marco said, there is a demographic of people who like to shine when they buy their basketball sneakers. This is a basketball shoe. So, this wouldn't be a pass for me. But I can see somebody that is like, yo, I want to make sure that I got the fire when I'm hooping. They buy these. I mean, I like the shoe itself. The colorway is fire. I think he was really on a run with, I think, like the 8s, 9s to 10s, like back during that time, where they were all really good shoes. But I also realized this is a basketball shoe, not like a shoe you can wear fashionably or something like that. So pass for me, man. Shout out to all the homies who's about to be hooping in these. I think those are thorough though.
Yeah, no, the colorway's fire, and I've always been a fan of the 9 silhouette. Would I hoop in them? Probably not either, because I have a pair of 9s and they are not a comfortable basketball sneaker. I would absolutely not hoop in them. Again, back to colorway and the silhouette being a dope silhouette. Yeah, but I'm gonna have to pass on that one. I could see you hooping in them, Corey.
Yeah, he goes and they put me on the blower block, man, and you know it's lights out. But yeah, I'm not wearing these to the club.
Your fits are always rocking the shoes. You got the orange on today, like
yeah,
man, you're prepared for this. I appreciate.
I'm like trying to figure out what's my sneaker for Corey this weekend, and I'm not. Nothing.
Can't break the streak.
You better not say them Yeezys because that is not.
Yeah, no. After we do this last one, I'm gonna have to go back and figure out which
one is mine. All right, cool.
Right. Okay, so the last sneaker we got is the Air Jordan 3 Cardinal, releasing Saturday, February 19th at $200. Thoughts on this shoe? Are they a buy or a pass? Corey, talk to me.
I mean, they're threes, man. I feel like there's certain silhouettes of shoes that unless they're just plumb ugly, I can advocate buying. I think with the Cardinal, if I'm not mistaken, it's all just, you know, white and cardinal red. I mean, I think they're cool. I wouldn't be surprised if someone see them. These are a cop. You know, I don't necessarily need them for what I have. You know, I'm definitely trying to go maybe, you know, white cement or black cement. But then these are cool. I think these are grab. You got these too, don't you, Marco? I know you do. I don't.
I
look
don't.
at he's like down here with his hands.
Well, actually, y'all,
I absolutely love the Cardinal 7. It's one of my favorite Jordans ever, and a great shoe to play basketball in as well. So I love the Cardinal colorway. Obviously, MJ wore that colorway on court, which makes it even more special. I am not the type of person, the type of sneakerhead that necessarily loves when my favorite colorway gets thrown onto a new silhouette. I think it's cool to mix things up. They're so iconic, right? When you throw Royal on a Jordan 3, it's cool. Mm-hmm. But those aren't the shoes necessarily that get me excited. However, I think this is a dope looking shoe, and it has a legit storyline from a DNA perspective of the Cardinal colorway with the gold hits on the tongue and elsewhere right up there on the upper. So I think it's a dope shoe. It's not necessarily for me. I just wouldn't reach for these over a classic, white cement 3. But again, someone's going to get these shoes. It might be their first pair of 3s, or they might be a big Cardinal fan like me, and they're going to love them. So I think it's a well executed shoe.
Okay, so those are the drops of the week. Make sure to check out SoleSavy to see how you guys can cop them. All right, we're moving on to our last segment. It is Community Buzz, a segment where we highlight our community, its members, and its leaders. We're talking about the upcoming weekend, which is huge for the basketball community, and it is All-Star Weekend. SoleSavy and Baron Davis Enterprises are partnering up for the launch of the Savvy House. Marco, tell me more about this experience.
Yeah, if you are a sneakerhead, a basketball fan, just a resident of Cleveland, Ohio, or the surrounding area, and especially if you are a member, Savvy House is going to be for you. We've all been to enough of these events where we realize it's about who you know to get into these events. And often the real fans and the real sneakerheads are kind of left out in the cold, wishing they could be inside. This event is completely free to register at SoleSavy.com. And we'll be activating Saturday 2 to 11 p.m., Sunday 2 to 10. So what that includes is watch parties, drinks, food, over $5,000 worth of giveaways when it comes to sneakers and other stuff, as well as some stars will be in the building. We'll have some panels. Casey will be on the ground, music, DJs. It's going to be a good time. So again, don't forget to register, bring us some friends, make sure you're masked up, and come join us at Savvy House at All-Star Weekend.
Well, that was an amazing show, you guys. Of course, it's like the best time of the week because I get to talk to you guys. So I just want to thank the viewers for watching another episode of Unboxed Radio. Again, if you like today's show, hit that like button, leave a comment, and do not forget to subscribe. Unfortunately, to our viewers, we will not be airing another episode this week, but look out for a new episode on Tuesday. Catch us every Tuesday and Fridays right here on SoleSavy's YouTube channel. Corey, Marco, it has been a pleasure as always, and I will see you guys next week. Peace.
For sure. Peace out, y'all.